always a voice of reason and hope, GOP presidential candidate and South Carolina Senator Tim Scott joins us now. Senator, the polling indicates Americans are down on the country, down on one another, down on the values we used to subscribe to. Part of me doesn't blame folks for being pessimistic. When it's all you see and hear, you tend to believe it's all that exists. But what do you make of the polling and the state of the soul of our country?
Trey, there are a lot of questions that we need to answer, and thank you so much for having me on your show. I would say one of the reasons why I'm running for president, because I understand the answer to this question. We have a lot of reasons to be optimistic about our future, and it does take some self-reflection. 3 really important reasons why we should be optimistic about our future. The first one is based on the fact that our history proves time and time again that Americans are exceptional because we meet our biggest obstacles by creating opportunities out of them. Whether it's the Civil War, World War I, World War II, Jim Crow South, we continue to overcome the obstacles. The second really important reason is that the people like me who grew up on the other side of the tracks started with a miserable beginning. It was the American people, friends from different neighborhoods, from different races, from different income stratas, came together to help me take personal responsibility, looking in the mirror and taking responsibility for my future. And the third reason why we should be really optimistic about where we're going as a nation is because America was founded upon Judeo-Christian values. Those principles continue to produce the greatest system, the greatest reason for hope in all of the universe. It's the reason why I consistently talk about Ephesians 3:20, that God is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all that we ask or imagine. But Trey, you know it and I know it, that today there is an entire industry built on grievance and victimhood. The progressive left continues to sell us that it's somebody else's problem, that you have nothing to do with your condition, that America's a declining racist country. That is a lie from the pit of Gehenna. There's nothing further from the truth than that. So it's time for us, those of us who believe in the future of America, to stand up and to fight for the future of this nation and to win. And we have to win by persuading people that we're right.
All right, Senator, I continue to believe 2 things. Politics tends to ruin almost everything it comes into contact with, and most Americans get along with one another pretty well. But it's the politics that seems to be seeping into everything. I mean, look, you go to church more in a week than I go in a year, but I mean, it's seeping into pulpits and schools and sports. You and I are both sports nuts, but it's in medicine. It's everywhere. So, I mean, how can we, keep politics from ruining everything?
Yeah, I think we have to turn away from the political environment that is actually like quicksand pulling us in. There are forces within the elected officials that can pull us forward. But the truth is that politicians, and frankly, today's national media has figured out how to monetize conflict. Today you are supported, promoted, and encouraged by the number of vile things that you can say. I believe the American people are growing sick and tired of being sick and tired. And so I recommend to everyone, turn the negative news off and focus on how you get along with your neighbor, how you deal with folks at your school, how you deal with the folks at your water fountain at work. What I've learned across this country, from Iowa to New Hampshire to South Carolina, people are starving for a hope-filled message. It is time for us to regain the high ground. We are still the city on the hill. We are the beacon in the midst of the storm, but we have to start acting like it. That's our job.
Tim Scott, always a voice of optimism and hope and a reason to not be as cynical as I normally am. Thank you so much, Senator, for joining us on the Sunday night. God bless you.
God bless.
Coming up, stop me if you've heard this before. Some liberals want to change